Welcome to the State of Real Estate with me, Charan Bajwa. I am a licensed real estate broker with RE/MAX 1. Today is June 8th, and while we're still struggling from the impact of a deadly pandemic, we have also found ourselves in the middle of a major civil unrest. The tragic murder of George Floyd has shook all of us, and we are experiencing overwhelming hurt, pain, grief, and despair right now. We at RE/MAX 1 sincerely empathize with all of you who are suffering physically or emotionally. We hope and pray that we can heal soon and there is never another incident based on racism ever again. We strongly stand against all types of injustice and inequality, and we hope to strive together in solidarity to eradicate racism from our communities. As a minority myself, I uphold diversity, and I believe that every human has the fundamental right to live freely and safely without any discrimination. We currently possess extremely bold sentiments against the police and other authorities, but we must not forget to acknowledge that a few rotten apples do not depict the fairness and integrity of the entire community. We must not forget to appreciate the honest and selfless lot who are dedicated to protecting and serving us. Let us try and drive positive change by spreading love and peace and shunning hatred and violence. As far as the real estate industry is concerned, the Civil Rights Act of 1866 prohibits all racial discrimination in the sale or rental of properties. Furthermore, the Fair Housing Act of 1968, that was enacted as a law after the assassination of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., makes it illegal to discriminate based on race, color, religion, sex, handicap, familial status, or national origin. Both these acts aim at strengthening our social fabric, the economy, health, and environment amidst diverse and inclusive communities. Sellers, buyers, landlords, tenants, and real estate professionals, all of us have rights and responsibilities to ensure compliance with these acts and laws. Each one of us has a right to demand the same level of professional service irrespective of our color. It is very important for you, the consumer, to understand that you cannot request us as your real estate representative to discriminate on your behalf either. In the event this happens, we would have to respectfully refuse your business. In the unfortunate situation that you feel discriminated as a part of a real estate transaction, you can report it to the local board of realtors, and you can also file a complaint with the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development. Lots of positive news this week, the best of them being the latest job reports that just came out, indicating a 1.4% drop in unemployment in May compared to the previous month. Indeed, a very pleasant and welcome surprise. Experts were in fact forecasting a rise in unemployment up to 20%, and everyone has been stumped by these results. Employment rose sharply in leisure and hospitality, construction, education and health services, manufacturing, professional and business services, as well as retail trade. A bright spot for the housing industry, jobs in residential construction increased by 9.2% in May and are now only 3.6% below last year. In addition to this, for the first time since March 14th, at the onset of the pandemic in the US, the number of new unemployment claims fell below 2 million. The pace has slowed down as more people resume work. New Jersey had almost 8,800 fewer claims, with layoffs decreasing by 25.5%. Pretty much all major housing indicators have begun to turn around at this time. According to the Mortgage Bankers Association, mortgage applications last week decreased 3.9% as compared to the previous week, mainly because of a decline in refinancing activity. Purchase applications, in fact, continued to rise, increasing 5% last week and 18% compared to last year. Please do note that most lenders have imposed more restrictions and requirements if you are looking to get pre-approved or obtain a mortgage commitment on your purchase. So please make sure that you double check with your mortgage rep and are current with what they may require from you as of today. Another positive news related to the mortgage industry is that the number of people enrolled in mortgage forbearance programs dropped for the first time since the start of the pandemic. As far as prices are concerned, the national median listing price has hit a new all-time high at $330,000, which is 1.6% higher than last year's same time. 35 of the country's top 50 metros have had the median list price increase year over year. If we talk about the average home price, it rose annually in all the 50 states. If we talk about listing activity, the number of active listings on the market last week was approximately 34% below the same time last year, according to a Realtor.com report. The number of new listings that came on the market was approximately 40% below previous years, but it increased by 78% as compared to the previous month. The number of properties that went under contract was up by 2.4% last week compared to 2019, and also up 1.6% compared to the previous month. Inventory continues to be tight at 20% below last year's numbers. However, it is slowly getting better as more sellers return to the market. This is a major contributing factor to the increasing prices. As far as new construction homes are concerned, 62% of the builders reported an increase in contracts last week, and 50% of them actually expect to meet their original 2020 goals or even exceed them. As far as in-person showing activity is concerned, according to the Showing Time platform that is used by majority of New Jersey realtors, the number of showings last week were approximately 3% higher than the pre-pandemic peak. If we compare it to the same time last year, they are 1.4% higher, and these numbers are the highest on record so far for 2020. All these statistics show that the housing industry has indeed followed a V-shaped recovery path as per initial expert forecasts. Most numbers are very encouraging, but it is important to remember that they are a result of the pent-up demand from March and April, plus the record-breaking low mortgage rates. The pandemic also induced cabin fever and altered home preferences, and these two were also major contributing factors. However, we may encounter some more obstacles before a full recovery happens because of anticipated slowness in demand, increasing supply, increasing mortgage rates, increasing foreclosures, and a possible reemergence of the coronavirus. In spite of this, the good news is that the worst seems to be over. I know it can be very easy to be overwhelmed by all this massive amount of data being pushed down on us, right? And I myself am guilty of doing this. However, I think it is extremely valuable to stay on top of our economic environment and, very importantly, be aware of how our real estate landscape is changing during these very uncertain times. We probably do not realize it yet, but the current times may perhaps end up being one of the most significant periods of our lifetimes, leading to massive change and evolution of almost every aspect of living in the new world. Homes are also evolving from just being our abodes to becoming workplaces and schools for many of us. June being designated Home Ownership Month, please remember, home ownership is one of the best ways to increase your long-term net worth and financial security. And 65% of Americans currently own homes, which is the highest rate in the last 8 years. Not only does home ownership increase your net worth and depict your wealth, it is also a source of an immense feeling of accomplishment, happiness, and pride. Every 10% increase in total housing market wealth translates to approximately $147 billion in additional consumer spending, or 0.8% of the GDP, as well as billions of dollars in new federal tax revenue. Every 2 homes that sell create 1 American job. Therefore, a strong and stable real estate sector is critical to our economic recovery. Let us do our part in trying to preserve and strengthen our real estate assets and contribute to the economy the best we can. There are several direct and indirect benefits of owning a home, so if you haven't taken your first step yet, don't snooze, otherwise you may lose on the best mortgage rates in history. Post the pandemic lockdown, it is even more important to work with a trustworthy, knowledgeable, and experienced real estate professional. Reach out to us or a local experienced professional to embark on your journey towards home ownership. Our phone number is 732-438-0001, or you can also send us an inquiry from my website at askcharan.com. Sending out prayers for peace and harmony to all of you. Thank you for allowing me this opportunity to share with you the weekly state of real estate. I'll be back next Monday, same time. Please stay safe until then.